Look at the velocity of modern innovation. Technologies like artificial intelligence and synthetic biology are compounding daily, moving at a speed that human minds struggle to quantify. Now look at the tools we use to govern them. We rely on paper-based institutions and parliamentary chambers designed centuries ago to manage a world of physical mail and slow-moving borders. This data visualization illustrates the problem. It plots two speed curves. One line shoots straight up, tracking exponential technological capability. The other remains nearly flat, tracking legislative adaptation. The expanding void between these two lines is the velocity gap. We are attempting to regulate 21st century threats with a 19th century operating system. The mechanics of that equation suggest that a collapse in institutional effectiveness is inevitable. Haraldo Gunnarsson does not hold a political science degree. He did not climb the ranks of traditional government. Instead, he grew up navigating the Danish foster care and institutional systems. Living with ADHD and autistic traits, he possesses a specific form of hypersystemic pattern recognition. It allowed him to analyze the root causes of institutional failure from the outside. 7 years ago, following the birth of his first child, that observation turned into an obsession. He spent years working blue-collar jobs while independently architecting over 30 frameworks for a modernized societal operating system. By growing up where the system breaks, Gunnarsson could map the structural flaws that are often invisible to those the system was designed to serve. His first major framework is the Aridian Protocol. It relies on a concept called temporal decoupling. This means a resilient society must have different layers of governance moving at different speeds. At the bottom is the immutable core, where absolute human rights are mathematically hard-coded. The top layer is a real-time regulatory API, managing fast-moving digital markets in milliseconds. If an algorithm breaches the core protections below, the API instantly revokes its operational license. The protocol functions as a mathematical fortress. It anchors safety in the bedrock foundation while allowing for high-speed regulatory agility at the top. The second framework, the Fluent Sovereignty Protocol, treats governance as an adaptive ecosystem rather than a rigid structure. It introduces kinetic representation. Rather than voting for a politician who holds power for a fixed 4-year term, citizens possess continuous voting power. They can delegate it to an expert and revoke it instantly if that representative violates their trust. This diagram illustrates the digital twin feature, a highly advanced virtual replica of society. Before a policy goes live, AI runs millions of accelerated simulations. If they predict authoritarian drift or ecological harm, a veto lock triggers, mathematically blocking the policy. We currently write laws to punish damage after it happens. Predictive simulation changes the physics of law, redesigning the state to prevent crises before they materialize. Gunnarsson recognizes that an isolated theory is dangerous. Without extreme friction and pushback, even the most innovative ideas risk becoming dogma. He is proposing the formation of a synthetic governance lab. This requires an elite think tank of philosophers, technologists, and physicists to deliberately attack, break, and rebuild these specific models. He frames this as a mobilization matching the scale of the 20th century effort to split the atom, but with the goal of building a system that can withstand the weight of its own technological progress. Isolated brilliance provides the seed, but ensuring these blueprints work in reality requires adversarial stress testing by the greatest minds available. The European Union possesses the scale and the regulatory motivation to serve as the testing ground for this new infrastructure. As Europe pushes for digital independence, copying foreign technological models will only recreate existing vulnerabilities. True sovereignty requires a governance model designed for the modern age. Gunnarsson is bringing his frameworks to the table as open-source documents. He is inviting ethicists, physicists, and philosophers to step out of the legacy system and help build this new framework. Redesigning our democratic operating system is no longer a theoretical exercise. Ensuring the next generation inherits a functional society depends on building a governance model that is as resilient as the technology it regulates.